y'all. She is a reptilian therapist. You can't make this shit up, y'all. A reptilian therapist. Just listen to this video.
Reptilian clients. And is there a pattern?
We are not the enemy. The enemy isn't human at all. But it's pushing all our buttons.
Also known as reptoids, reptiloids, reptans, homosaurs, or lizard men, are an advanced race of reptiles. They originated from the planets Tiamat and Melda.
TikTok has been experiencing a strange transformation in his body, a shape-shifting transformation according to him, after having spent some time in the Navy, and this is his first video on TikTok. Check this out.
A real reptilian eye doesn't necessarily have a slit. It has a membrane that can slide back and forth, allowing people to see a little bit better in the dark. It also allows you to change the color of your eye just a little bit. If you notice the changes on my page, I've had these changes the last year and a half. Share it if you want. Say it's cap if you want. I don't give a shit, but it's real.
After having his account and his videos deleted, he opened a second account and uploaded this video. Check this out. Now.
What you're about to hear is real. My name is not too important. The information that I'm about to tell you is extremely important. I was an intelligence specialist with the United States Navy. Since then, if you watch my other videos, you realize that strange things have started to happen to my body. If you remember, my eye has started to get more of a slit and a reptilian, or I guess snake eye appearance. If you look at my other videos, or what I'm adding right here, you can actually see up close what my eye looks like. If you remember, my body in certain areas, like for example, you look at my elbows on both sides.
Please, I don't have any time for any gossip now. Eh? Yes.
Look at you.
Do something with it.
It's just money coming to me easily. Money coming in and needing me. Money coming in repeatedly. Money coming, it's just money coming. It's just money coming to me frequently. Money coming in to be with me. Money coming in secretly. Money coming, it's just money coming. It's just money coming to me always. Money coming in all day. Money coming in all pay. Money coming, it's just money coming. It's just money coming to me frequently. Money coming in to be with me. Money coming in secretly. Money coming, it's just money coming. It's just money coming to me easily. Money coming in and needing me. Money coming in repeatedly. Money coming, it's just money coming. It's just.
Hey y'all, welcome back to All Things Jenny. I'm Jenny. Are there reptilians walking among us? Well, I have fallen into the TikTok reptilian rabbit hole and have found some interesting stories for you guys. And some of them are very questionable.
You heard the reptilians work at malls conspiracy? Watch this.
We'll work in an office building, like an office mall. A lot of times it's cold and dark in the corridors of the office mall. But
The perfect place for a
office
reptilian.
sectors, they're glass and they're well lit. If you think about it, like walking through these spaces, it'll look like an amphibian, like when you go through the reptile section of the zoo, how they have them in their own sections with their glass fronts. There's lighting there, but in the part that you may be walking through, it's dark, kind of like an aquarium type of feel. These office malls feel very much like an aquarium.
This is the first time I've heard this theory, but it's definitely a fascinating one. And it kind of makes sense. Cold environment, darker areas of the store. Come to think of it, if I was a reptilian, I would love to work at a mall. As always, let me know what you think in the comments. Stay weird.
Folks, we got another reptilian shapeshifter caught on live TV. Look at those teeth! This man's evil. I don't know who he is, he's evil. Want more proof that lizard people or reptilians are real? Check out this video, link in bio.
You run into people all day who swear they love talking about conspiracies, swear they love finding the hidden truth of things, until you bring them across a rabbit hole like this one, and they will never be the same, or they just don't want to hear it. But for those who know, you know. Get yourself a good look at this picture right here, right? For those who've read Genesis, and you heard about that serpent, and how he had to go on his belly, now I know these are lizards, but disregard that. For those who know what I'm speaking about, you know what I'm getting at. The serpent who had to go on his belly, why do you have to go on his belly? Was he standing? Was he humanoid? Imagine that. Imagine a humanoid serpent for a moment. That's a scary sight. That's a weird thing, a peculiar thing to imagine, isn't it? But hey, what do I know? I'm just a guy who's getting up here talking, a guy who's read his Bible cover to cover, a guy who's looked into all of the hidden texts around the world. And, yeah, I mean, I used to think all this stuff was fake. I used to think it was all fake. Man, part of me kind of does miss those days. But, you know, when you love the truth, well, obviously you find gratitude in the present. But I remember those days. Yeah, a lot of you guys are still there. It's all right. You know, eventually we'll all come around. The Bible says, Jesus says that there is not anything that is hidden that will not be revealed. So one day soon, we will all know the truth. But yeah, start reading your Bible.
I'm trying to tell you these dirty sandy beaches is real, but nobody want to listen to me. Everybody's saying that I'm crazy. Yeah, I done lost my mind. Explain this. What the hell is this then? I'm trying to tell you these dirty sandy beaches is real, but nobody want to listen to me. Everybody's saying that I'm crazy. Yeah, I done lost my mind.
Yes, he has been, the original person was replaced. So, what we can tell you is he was activated as a reptilian. So there's a process where they send a microorganism into your eye. And it's a living organism that goes in through your eye, and it takes over the brain, fully activating your reptilian DNA, basically turning you into a programmable reptilian.
I might be one too, though. Y'all know I might be one too. Fuck it, bro. I ain't gonna
I paid close attention to this guy, people, and I want you to ask yourself, who does this? See, this will be natural, a natural response for reptilians to do, but it's not a natural response for a human being to do. So watch closely, the guy in the white shirt.
Yes, we have capitalism, and we embrace it. And they don't. Yes.
So as you can see, the woman does not react. The guy that he did this to was kind of stunned, but he doesn't react either. The woman, though, her non-reaction shows she may be one as well.
They got the same skin as the lizards got, okay? And terrible looking faces. But then they have the ability to shift and look like a human. All of them do. Okay?
Okay, do you think Von Braun was a reptilian?
No.
You really don't?
No.
Okay.
Your president, yes.
Oh, what? Which one? George Bush Sr.? Yes. Sure.
And Bill Clinton, and this guy you got, just got rid of. Yeah. They all were.
Right.
Okay. So, and they all have this ability to make themselves look like real good-looking people.
And you're saying Trump isn't one?
No, he's not. Okay.
Well, that's a relief.
And he knows more about this.
Reptilian humanoid presidents and politics.
Also known as reptoids, reptiloids, reptans, homosaurs, or lizard men, are an advanced race of reptiles. They originated from the planets Tiamat and Melduk, created approximately 90 billion years ago by an ancient scientist named Mother Hubbard. Currently, there are over 10,000 species and an additional 2,700 subspecies, making up about 16 to 18 distinct races of reptilians. Among them, the reptilians have two major subraces, the winged serpents, snakes, and the lizards, sometimes referred to as the lizzies. In comparison to their human counterparts, Reptilians are less emotional but possess a highly refined understanding of universal physics and laws. They are responsible for slowing down the vibrational frequency of Earth and base their teachings on the ancient knowledge passed down by their mother, Mother Hover. According to the reptilian creation myth, they believe they have the right to colonize all planets and star systems in the universe, along with the authority to conquer or destroy any civilization they encounter. This belief has resulted in numerous conflicts between reptilians and humans across different dimensions. It is important to note that without the reptilians, universal peace would prevail, and there would be no conflicts. However, soul evolution would cease, leading to stagnation in the universe. In the cosmic order, the reptilians represent the dark force, while humans symbolize the light force. Through the experiences of life, all souls in the universe have the opportunity to spiritually evolve and reunite with the creative God source. Among the prominent figures within the reptilian hierarchy, Anu serves as the reigning patriarch of the 9D house of Anu, while Enki holds the same position in the 4D realm. Murdoch, Enki's son, is the current commander of the Federation flagship Nibiru, having been granted control by his grandfather Anu, the former commander. It is also believed that Marduk is the patriarch of the 5D house of Anu and serves as the head of the 5D Nibiruan faction.
What are they wearing?
They wear these robes, but they don't wear anything underneath the robes, because what is going to happen, what the rituals are all about, they're going to shapeshift, and they can't have anything on under the robes. And there are orgy kind of things that go on at the rituals also. And
involving the royal family of Britain?
Yes, involving the royal family of Britain.
People in Britain, listening to what you're saying, would obviously be staggered, I guess anywhere in the world, but what would stagger them mostly is, in Britain, the Queen Mother has an image of being the nation's grandmother. The nice old lady, and good old Queen Mum, what a lovely lady. What's your experience of the Queen Mother?
She is very cold in reality, and she is very cruel, and she is very different than she comes across to the public. She obviously, from what I see, enjoys consuming human flesh. It's sickening. The one person that she seems to be afraid of is Pindar.
People would also look at the Queen Mother's elderly, frail stature and find it very difficult to see her taking part in rituals and doing anything, if you like, active. Do they go into a different state in terms of age and strength and all these other attributes when they actually shapeshift?
Yes, the human body that they choose to occupy or take when it was young, it ages, but when they take the reptilian form, these reptilians live hundreds of years, and so they have to have taken more than one human body to live in. A lot of them are much older, and I'm including the Queen Mother in this, older than people think that she is. She's been in more than one body, human form. And when the time comes, if it is time for her to go on, and it has been chosen that she still has, it's known that she still has life or years to go, again, she will be put into the body, the essence of her, and the reptilian form will go, or the essence of her will go into another body that is also has the ability to shapeshift into reptilian form.
One of the pure reptilian human bloodlines.
Yes.
What happens when, take the Queen Mother as an example, what happens when they shapeshift? I mean, what do you see?
You start to see changes happen, and they're happening so fast that it's almost, it's the closest thing that I've seen to it is what they're now doing with computer technology. It's just a literal transformation that happens very quickly, and they get taller and they get bigger, and they don't look at all as reptilians like they do as humans, and thus the wearing of the robes, because if they were in clothes, the clothes would be torn apart.
A man on TikTok has been experiencing a strange transformation in his body, a shape-shifting transformation according to him, after having spent some time in the Navy, and this is his first video on TikTok. Check this out.
A real reptilian eye doesn't necessarily have a slit. It has a membrane that can slide back and forth, allowing people to see a little bit better in the dark. It also allows you to change the color of your eye just a little bit. If you notice the changes on my page, I've had these changes the last year and a half. Share it if you want. Say it's cap if you want. I don't give a shit, but it's real.
After having his account and his videos deleted, he opened a second account and uploaded this video. Check this out. Now.
What you're about to hear is real. My name is not too important. The information that I'm about to tell you is extremely important. I was an intelligence specialist with the United States Navy. Since then, if you watch my other videos, you realize that strange things have started to happen to my body. If you remember, my eye has started to get more of a slit and a reptilian, or I guess snake eye appearance. If you look at my other videos, or what I'm adding right here, you can actually see up close what my eye looks like. If you remember, my body in certain areas, like for example, you look at my elbows on both sides, I'm growing additional limbs. My hands, my thumbs, they're extending and growing too. At first, I just put out a cry for help on TikTok. I didn't know who was going to answer, who's going to respond. Other people out there that went through similar experiences. I'm one of, if you notice, the first people.
For example,
I've
she
sent
says,
this video
it
to
appears
like
Brittany
everybody.
is suffering from
It's
a major
so good.
psychological disorder, and that it might actually be bipolar. Could be that. The doc then predicts how much longer they'll live. Sick, I know, but I also know you want to hear what she has to say. The doc says if these people don't get help or straighten up fast, I haven't pre-read any of this. Brittany won't make it to the age 30. Lindsay won't see 25, and Michael Jackson has no more than 5 years left. At the other end, Angelina's going to have a long, healthy life, and so will George Bush and Nicole Richie.
If you're not already bipolar,
I hear yelling in the
Look at
booth.
her
Are they yelling at
reaction.
me for the way I read that?
you
Or
did great.
okay.
But if you're not,
Excuse me.
I could hear Lisa yelling
Give
from.
her a break. She didn't read it earlier. She doesn't know the story. It's okay. Just stop it. She's okay.
I could hear you.
Strawberry
a little
Festival
strawberry
in
shortcake.
Oxnard.
Right, I know. You would think that I was like in Market 120 trying to get a job because I need a good audition.
You may be after this.
You know what? Truly, I may be out of a job looking for something new.
Yeah, okay,
Okay,
great.
hun,
Let's
but
get to it.
go. You, only 2 times. 1, 2, 3. Oh! Okay, one more time.
Not bad. Okay.
Not bad.
Okay.
Okay, you want one more time?
Yes.
Just not too hard on the nose because I paid a lot for this nose. Okay, ready, set?
The show. Hey, I have a question for you, Lisa, since you mentioned your nose.
Yes.
Okay, so my husband and I have been obsessing because we both have the same
Look,
kind
her
of
blanket
nose, and we've never had a
moves.
nose job or anything, but we have the exact same. And in my womb, my baby girl has my nose.
Oh, yeah.
And so I was wondering about women who have nose jobs and say their husbands don't know, and then the baby pops out and it's got the big schnoz, and he's like, where'd that come from?
You know, exactly. Well, that's when you start making a plastic surgery fund for your children when they're born.
Never too early, right?
Too soon to start. That is therapy because I think we've got that going for a bit, and they'll say, "Oh, look back at these cute faces." Anyway, you guys,
Hey, Lisa,
this will be really fun with the kids this weekend. Fun to do.
Thank you.
Yes?
Lisa, the news director at the station in Valdosta, Georgia, would like to talk to you.
Awesome.
Okay,
Cool.
we'll see you around.
So I just want to tell everybody that the reptilian people do exist. I just met one. I was putting gas, and all of a sudden, this woman approaches me. It scared the shit out of me. I didn't know where she came from, and she's like, "Hey, what's up?" And I was like, "The sky." She laughed, and she said, "Oh, you're funny." And then I was like, "Okay." And the next thing she said, "I'm a lot lizard. You want to have some fun?" And I was like, whoa, what? And she replied, "A lot lizard. Let's have some fun." And I'm like, "No, I heard things about you guys, about your people. I don't want to mess around with that. You people run the world." She's like, "So, but never mind, but what does that have to do with me? And I was like, I heard the conspiracy theories, and she's like, you didn't hear me right. I'm a lot lizard, like a lot lizard. And she winked. And I'm like, I'm good. So I walked away. Just letting you guys be aware, be careful with those people. They do run the world.
Hey. You know what? I relocated. Some of you all know that I relocated. And now I'm in Indiana. Now, when you talk about reptilians, because they're there. I know you've seen them before. You had to have seen them. There's no way you have not been in a Walmart and seen a reptilian. Now, I just came here to get the half-off candy, okay? That's all. Because, you know, after the holidays, the candy should be half price. But it's just 25% off. But the reptilians here, they're attracted to mainly one kind. You all can leave that in the comments. Which one do you think that they're attracted to? Because it's not me. And I don't know if it's the energy outside or I don't know what it is. I'm not sure what's got them so attracted to Walmart today. But every time I turn around, I see a different breed of reptilian. I'm not understanding what's going on. Why are they like this? What is today? Is the Aries moon rising or something? Because, whoa, maybe they just like sales. But hell, it's not even a sale. It's just 25% off. Like, go home. Oh, Lord. And they're just looking at me. I hate that. I hate that blank reptilian stare when they just stop and look at you. Anyway, I'm at the Walmart in Indiana, and it's a small town. Hey, guess which town it is? Yeah, drop that in the comments. Because if you know reptilians like I know them, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. But I gotta go.
Without going into great detail about all of these that you have heard, can you tell the court when you believe somebody other than Casey Anthony saw this child alive?
If they saw the child, would be somewhere around the 14th, or actually the 15th of June, and that would actually be her mother or her grandmother, Christina, or Cynthia.
You made specific reference to when they saw.
Yes.
All right. Is there something else besides an individual having seen the child that is of relevance?
Yes.
What is that?
There was a witness that came forward that said you remember the conversation, specifically, I want to say the 24th, 25th of June.
Name.
Number 10 spot, we have the Queen of England. Okay, your girl is British, and being so, us Brits just have a soft spot for the Queen, but apparently the rest of the world doesn't, and everybody seemingly thinks she's a shapeshifter reptilian hybrid. So that was news to me. Not only just the Queen, but a lot of people speculate over the entire royal family being reptilian hybrids. The reason being due to some footage that surfaced online that showcased the Queen being dressed in one of her cute outfits. But then all of a sudden they zoom in on her eye and you see her eye looking completely creepy. Honestly, the footage is terrifying, and I've watched enough horror movies in my life to recognize a demon when I see one, and her eye looked just a tad bit demon-like. Apparently people have said that her eye was just bloodshot. But yeah, I don't know about that excuse. They really should have said that she had some kind of eye disease, because that I would believe. I've had a bloodshot, probably at least plus 10 times in my life, and I've seen bloodshot eyes several times, and never have I ever seen anything that looks like that. Her entire eye is bloody looking. Honestly, it's as if perhaps someone punched her in the eye, except there's no swelling. It's very strange. So anyways, I see why people think she's possibly a shapeshifter. In our number 9 spot, we have Katy Perry. Okay, this is some crazy footage, y'all. I have obviously heard of the theory that celebs are really just reptiles, but like, damn, Katy Perry? I love her. I don't want to believe it. You can't make me. Okay, but for real, even if she is a shapeshifter reptilian, is it possible that she's not a bad one? I say yes. Anyways, in this clip we see Katy Perry's eye shift from blue to green and her pupils become slits for a second before she seemingly notices and looks away from the camera. Very sus, Katy. In our number 8 spot, we have Dove Cameron. Dove Cameron is an actress and extremely talented singer, most notably known for her Disney Channel show Liv and Maddie and The Descendants. Her voice is angelic, and personally, I'm a big fan. But regardless of my feelings, people speculate that she is a shapeshifter, or that a shapeshifter has taken over her body. One or the other. There is some recent footage of her doing an interview on the red carpet, and in this interview she has a moment where it seems as if she shifts a little. When you zoom into her eyes, it appears as if for a second her eyes reveal her pupils suddenly turning into a slit, just for a second, before turning back. It's really quite fast, but if you slow down the footage and zoom in closely, you can see it clear as day. So perhaps she has something weird going on with her eye, or perhaps she's actually a shapeshifter. Probably the latter. In our number 7 spot, we have Beyonce. Many are very suspicious of Beyonce, apparently, and I had no idea. Apparently, she is one of the most suspicious of the Hollywood celebs that people are pretty certain is a shapeshifter reptile, and it's because of a few different shots of her that reveal some pretty wild things. Apparently, in one shot, you see Beyonce singing, and suddenly, the side of her face almost looks scaly. In another shot, Beyonce is dancing on stage and whipping her hair around, and for a millisecond you can literally see her face transform into a demon. I'm not joking, it's terrifying, and it's probably real. It's hard to believe her heavenly voice is even human, so most likely she's from out of this world. What do you think? Leave a comment in the comment section below. In our number 6 spot, we have Antique Roadshow Reptile. In this video, captured on camera, it is a regular episode of the BBC show The Antiques Roadshow, when, in the background, the camera captured a man staring at the camera. His eyes appear pretty large, being opened quite wide, and if you zoom in, it looks as if his pupils have slits. His eyes resemble a snake's eyes, revealing that he is obviously a shapeshifter snake. He doesn't appear to be with anyone, just hanging in the background, smirking at what he's observing. It's crazy to see this on camera, but I wonder if anyone has actually seen this in person. My suspicious brain would props not even believe anyone, even if they did claim that they saw this in real life. I'd be like, show me that proof, or nothing. I'll just be sad. In our number 5 spot, we have the NBC shapeshifter. In 1995, there was reportedly an NBC News reporter by the name of Isaiah Carey who was in the middle of filming when he allegedly swallowed a grasshopper. What's eerie about this video is that if you zoom in, you can observe him having an abnormally large, somewhat pointy tongue, and the color is slightly green. The reporter had a very big reaction, which, I mean, if I swallowed a grasshopper, I would have screamed. Drama queen. But most people think that he turned away from the camera to hide his tongue, which does seem possible, but then again, no one wants to have something that gross documented on camera, so I would probably turn away too. Reptile or human? Probably reptile. In our number 4 spot, we have the Mexican schoolboy. In a video that was shared in September of 2018, there appears to be a boy and a girl, and a lot of chaos around them. Students leaving their seats and a lot of hustle and bustle when all of a sudden, the girl seems to turn into the boy, and the boy falls down and faints. She runs down the stairs, now as him, and then after 30 seconds on the ground, the boy, who's being approached by adults, he suddenly wakes up and begins to run at top speed away from the scene. Honestly, this one to me feels like it's straight out of a sci-fi show. I mean, at one part it does look like it's filmed on a phone, but for the most part it kind of gives me old Degrassi The Next Generation vibes, but maybe that's just me. Anyone else with me? But people say that it is real, and so all I have to say is that, damn. Yep, that's all I've got. In our number 3 spot, we have the shape-shifting goat. In 2009, Nigerian police actually arrested a goat as apparently someone had shape-shifted into it. It was caught by vigilantes who were chasing 2 men who were trying to steal a Mazda car. They claimed that one of the 2 men escaped while the other used black magic to transform into a goat. Okay, this one wasn't caught on camera, but I thought you had to be told about this because I'm tripping out. Reportedly, the police said one of them escaped and the other turned into a goat. We cannot confirm the theory, but the goat is in our custody. This is the best one I've ever done. We cannot base our information on something mystical. It is something that has to be proved scientifically that a human being turned into a goat. Okay, so anyone else kinda hoping this story isn't true only because then the story is that a bunch of police arrested a goat? Honestly, I'm good with either story being true. In our number 2 spot, we have the alien security guard. In 2012, at the US-Israel Policy Conference, while President Obama was making a speech, there were cameras that were circulating around the area and they were shooting footage of the audience. From the front view, we see 2 security guards standing in the aisle. They look like, you know, they're most likely CIA agents. But then a camera shoots the security guards from behind. And one of them in particular does not look human from behind, as well as the camera catches him looking completely different than he does from the front. We see a bald man with no ears and a pointy chin. His nose looks short and rounded, and his eyes appear to be dark and quite sunken in. Most people think that because it was so dark and crowded that people would have missed this, and that the camera caught this shapeshifter in a blip of a moment in its true form. Many have concluded from this footage that the US is in cahoots with an alien race. And at this point, I'm pretty convinced too. What do you think? In our number 1 spot, we have the alleyway shifter. Okay, this clip is crazy. This is footage of a person that goes into an alleyway that is semi-lit and stands still. And then what appears to be a dark shadow leaves its body and walks away, and the person remains frozen. This clip is so controversial and has been a point of debate for some time now, but I'm not sure what you can even debate. You can clearly see someone or something leave the body and the body stays frozen in place. This clip is one of the most seemingly real clips out of everything I saw, but apparently all of the footage is real. Interesting. Very interesting indeed. In our number 10 spot, we have Ramen Manuel. Chicago Mayor Ramen Manuel may be a shapeshifter reptile. I'll let you decide. In September 2012, during a press conference, viewers noticed that his eyes seemed to transform into, well, I'm not quite sure I know how to describe this because it's terrifying. Around his eyes, we see darkness of some sort, and suddenly his actual eyes become enlarged. Honestly, whatever happened wasn't human. Did he reveal himself as a shapeshifter reptile? I'm thinking yes. If you're enjoying this video so far, smash that like button as it'll really help us out. In our number 9 spot, we have Timothy Geithner. Former secretary to the treasurer, Timothy Geithner has been accused of being
Alright y'all, so I'm back with another story time. Now this is something that I have been really on the fence about because honestly I'm scared. I'm scared to talk about it. But I keep feeling led and compelled to tell y'all about this. And y'all seem to be interested in my weird stories and paranormal experiences and travels and all types of things. So I'm just gonna get right to it. So I truly believe that I have encountered a real life reptilian. I know it sounds crazy, and if you don't believe me, just skip the video. You don't even have to listen to it. I promise you don't. But I'm just gonna tell you anyway. So there's this lady that goes to my gym. I know her name. I'm not saying it. I am scared. And I hope that this doesn't go viral, and I hope that she doesn't see it. And some of y'all go to my gym. So basically, I wear crystals. I usually have more than this on, but I like to switch out my necklaces. I don't wear the same ones all the time. I always wear the moonstone, and that's because my mama gave this to me, and I love my mama. That's my best friend. I always wear this every day. But I usually have on more crystals, and the first time I had this encounter with this woman, I'm going to call her K, because that's where her name starts, with a K. And she's a really skinny, blonde woman, very small. But my first encounter with her was, I was on the hip adductor where you pull your legs in, and she was on the abductor where you go out. So she was next to me, and I was, doing my exercise, and then she just looks over me and she weighs me down and she goes, "Hey, how you doing?" I was like, "I'm good." She was like, I love your crystals." I was like, "Oh, thank you." She's like, "Why do you wear those?" And I was like, "What do you mean?" She's like, "Why do you wear them?" I said, different crystals have different meanings and purposes, She's like, "So why do you wear them?" I was like, "Well, this one's for protection. This one's for my heart chakra. This one's just to keep me covered." I was explaining them, and she was like, "Why don't you just wear a cross?" I was like, "Because I don't want to." I believe in God, but the meaning of the cross is something different to me than most people, and I'll explain that in another video, but I just don't really want to get into all that right now because that's not the purpose of this video. I was like, I just choose not to. She was like, "So you don't believe in God?" I was like, "Yes, I do." And I was like, "But why does it matter?" She had a cross on, which is fine. But let's skip past that. And as I'm talking to her, I noticed that she has these really icy blue eyes. So I told you she has really icy blue eyes and super blonde, platinum hair, right? As I'm looking at her eyes, I'm thinking about how beautiful her eyes are. And she's very kind of aggressive when it comes to questioning me about my crystals and my beliefs and stuff. And I'm like, it really ain't none of your business if you want to be all the way real. And I'm in the middle of my workout. As I'm looking at her eyes, I notice how beautiful they are. And as we're talking, her eyes do this. It's almost like when she blinked, her eyes did this. She blinked this way, and then when she opened her eyes, I noticed that her eyes blinked this way. I cannot explain it. And then when I noticed it in my mind, I'm like, what the? That's what I'm thinking. What the? And she kind of smiles, almost as if she can hear my thoughts, y'all. It scared the hell out of me. And I kind of pushed back a little bit, and I was like, well, thanks talking to you. I'll finish my workout. And so I turn back around and I go back to my workout, and then I notice her weight. Y'all, I'm pushing about 110 pounds. This woman is half my size. She was pushing 200 pounds. Effortlessly pushing 200 pounds. Multiple sets. I'm like, this woman is strong as shit. And I was like, this is weird. And I'm kind of looking over to the side, and she's smiling at me still while she's pushing the weights. I swear she can hear what I'm thinking. And so I quickly finished my set, and I go off to tell my husband, and he was like, what the hell? And then as I'm talking to him, I look up, and she's looking dead at me, still smiling. It scared the hell out of me. So after this day, I encountered her again, and she waves or whatever, and then I'm like, oh shit, that's the reptilian bitch. That's in my mind. And when my husband, I'm like, babe, that's her. So he's laughing and making fun, but I swear, anytime I'm thinking about her or saying something about her in the gym, she smiles. So this was a couple months ago. I stopped seeing her for a while. I've been seeing her again recently, and she's always wearing sunglasses inside of the gym. And every time I see her, if I'm walking in the direction she is, I turn. I'm terrified of this woman. I don't know why. Her energy feels weird. I don't think she's human. I don't think she's human. I think she's a reptilian. And so anytime I'm around, I'll test it. So the last time I saw her was 2 days ago at the gym. And in my mind, I'm like, if you're a reptilian, move your hand. And why does heifer lift? She lifted her hand. She lifted her hand. And I was like, she's a reptilian. She's wearing sunglasses in the gym. She's strong as shit. She can read my mind. I know she can, and I'm not crazy. Call me crazy all you want. I'm not crazy. It's true. I know it. And I know she's not the first one I've encountered like in passing, but she's the first one that I know for a fact is not human. And she knows I know, and I think she finds joy in knowing that I know and that I'm scared. I am covered. I'm protected. Nothing can harm me, but I think she knows, like she finds joy in knowing that I know her secret. And why the hell are you wearing sunglasses in the gym? You are trying to cover your eyes because I noticed that they are starting to shift more in public. Like others like her, especially on TV, for some reason, certain types of technology or stress can bring their true form out. And I know that she's starting to struggle with keeping her eyes normal. I will never forget it. And don't ask me to take a video of her. I'm scared. I don't want her to catch me. I don't want her to see this. I don't want her to be like, yeah, bitch, I know you know my secret. I'm going to take you out. You could believe it or not. You could believe it or not. But it's some scary shit going on. And I'm aware. And those of us that are aware, y'all got to be careful. Shit, I might not even post this. I don't know if I'm going to post it.
Y'all seen this video? This is the Solaris. And guess what she does, y'all? She is a reptilian therapist. You can't make this shit up, y'all. A reptilian therapist. Just listen to this video.
Reptilian clients.
And is there a pattern to what they struggle with?
Yeah, there is actually. Reptilians are not comfortable with expressing of themselves because they've gone through years of evolution of being hunted down and killed, especially here on Earth. So a lot of my reptilian clients usually want to keep their sessions really private, and this includes people with reptilian influences in their genetics, like the Anunnaki, that sort of thing. But usually they struggle with feeling accepted. And I know that sounds kind of weird coming from reptilians, but most of my reptilian clients are more dragon caste.
I see.
So there's a gentler energy to them. They're not as, warrior-like. They're not as aggressive. A lot of them come to be teachers and healers. Reptilians are amongst the most gifted healers that you'll ever find. I mean, it's like the destructive capabilities that they have when they're on their dark aspects turn into restorative capabilities when they're...
when they go light.
Yeah, absolutely.
What a very interesting video. Now let me ask you a question, y'all. Did you notice her voice change? Expression? When she said expression, right? What was that about? Now here's my other question. Do you believe she's one? Just look at her neckline. Do you believe she's one? And then to change her voice like that, not just in any moment, but on camera? Now she states she speaks to the draconians or the dragons, which are the benevolent kind. And then she says the Anunnaki are a descendant of these beings, which we are the Anunnaki. This right here is representation of what's happening inside of us. The Kundalini energy, the serpentine energy, which is the dragon energy. As above, so below. And this is why we have been seeing dragons in the sky, y'all. So many people have been seeing dragon clouds. Those are energies. Those are messages. Let me know in the comments of what you think about Debbie Solaris, and maybe you can book your next session with her. Like, share, and follow for more videos like this. Thank you for tuning into my frequency. Let's get this shift. Peace in.
Buttons, so do. But the bottom line is, when you look at the whole picture and you go up the ladder, okay, we are not the enemy. The enemy isn't human at all. But it's pushing all our buttons so that we're so busy looking at each other and so neurotic about each other that we're not looking at the real reality here, the real cause, which is another race or races that are here who are totally playing games with us, feeding off our energy and hoping that we destroy ourselves so that they can keep the planet
and
themselves.
Really, let's say who it is again. It's the Orion group.
It's the Orion group. It's a group that is on its way here now from Alpha Draconis. They're the real culprits behind this whole deal.
Alpha Draconis or Orion, or both those?
Alpha Draconis. They're the real culprits behind this whole thing.
Above the Orion group.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So
then there's Orion. Then there's Orion. The Orion group. Then you've got the Greys.
And where did the Giza intelligence fit in?
They were just a group. They were totally independent. that came in and did their own thing. They were perceived as gods, and they played the role out, and they got stuck in it. You know, they got stuck in the ego part of it. We're gods, we can do this, we have all this technology, and they just played it out for all that it was worth.
Okay.
But to be honest with you, at this point, they're not really much of a factor anymore. You know, Geese intelligence, they're not much of a factor at all anymore.
What should a human being do if they encounter a renegade Zeta Reticulan? What would your advice be?
Stand in their truth. If you can't run, stand in your truth and just look at them. If they try to project their thoughts into your head, you just stand firm with who you are and you say, no, you are not coming into my head, you are not taking me over, and you are not going to violate my free will. I don't give a damn who you are. Leave me alone. Period. Because if it's a benevolent, they will not try to do it. They will not try to take you over. They will not try to put crap into your head so they can feed off of your fear. Period.
Okay, I'm going to skip the Geese intelligence for the moment then, and we'll go to the Alpha Draconis.
Can we take a short time out?
Oh, definitely.
Thank you. You know, Rick, there's something else I want to stress here, and that is, and this is something that the Andromedans have really stressed. There is no race any better than us. Just because they're different, just because they're more evolved, doesn't mean that they're better. We are equal. We're just not maybe as aware as they are. But that doesn't mean that any race is any better or any less. In fact, we're all equal. Is any better or any less. In fact, we're all equal.
So we should
just
not worship
better or is any better or any less. In fact, we're all equal.
So we should not worship anybody.
Hell, no, absolutely not. That's how we got into this mess in the first place. Absolutely. If you want to worship somebody, worship the God within you. That's it. Worship no one else. And if you're going to have a tyrant in your life, let it be that part of you that's critical of you. Let that be your only tyrant. Don't give anybody else any power outside of your physical form to be a tyrant, to control you, or manipulate you in any way. Be yourself. Because if you are yourself, you're a part of God, and that part of you knows what to do. It knows the right way to live. And, you know, and this is really interesting. Because of our genetic makeup, of the 22 different races, and all of the DNA and the racial memories that we have and the genetics that we have, because of the fact that we are spirit, do you know, and this is an incredible thing, do you know that the Andromedans actually consider us royalty? They consider us royalty. We obviously aren't acting like royalty, but we're the only ones in our galaxy that can make the claim to having the genetics that we have and the possibilities and the capabilities of doing what we can do as a race. We're the only ones. They actually consider every single one of us royalty. Now, think about that.
I guess all beings that would try and be spiritual and raise their spirituality in essence would be royalty.
Yes, I suppose that's true.
Okay, let's talk a little bit about the ringleaders then of this whole orchestration that's going here on Earth. According to your Andromedan sources, there are 22 races originally colonized the Earth, the first race being the reptilians from Alpha Draconis. What was the nature of their colony here?
Well, they're Hyperborean. Basically, they're explorers. And they're also genetic engineers. They would just colonize. They would take samples. They would hang a flag and say, this belongs to us, just like we did with the moon. You know, but we weren't the first ones there. Exactly what we've done. They were explorers. And they would just go to a place, they would see what was there, they would explore it, if there were minerals that they needed, if there were other life forms, organisms, whatever it was that they needed, they took, and then when it was done, they had enough, they moved on, and just kept exploring and expanding their realm of exploration or territory.
And you said they were dumped here.
Originally they were. They were dumped in Alpha Draconis. Nobody knows exactly where they came from, and my understanding is that even in their ancient history, they don't know exactly where they came from. But they were left in Alpha Draconis any better or for what they did. because that particular system offered them the highest probability of survival. And from there, they were able to create craft, space travel. I mean, they're magnificent in what they did, and they're to be commended for what they did. But the fact that they need to control and dominate and manipulate to the degree, sorry, I have a problem with that. And so does half of the other of the galaxy. That's just the way they are. They're the biggest bully. Nobody can beat them up or wipe them out, so therefore they have no motivation to change. So that's the space they hold. And you know, the Andromedans actually consider them the ultimate warriors, which says a lot, you know, for whatever reasons.
A lot of bullies end up destroying themselves.
Well, that's something that may possibly need to happen, we hope soon, or I hope soon. You know, because we need to be free. We need to have our shackles that we've been put around us let go of, so that we can really evolve. And you know, we have awesome potential. We really do. We have been, as a race, we have been through so much here. We have so much experiences, you know, and because of our emotions, which is really our strength, which really sets us apart from all the other races out there, even the other human races, you know, we have tremendous capabilities to create things. And, you know, but we need to get clear of what's real and what isn't. You know, we also need to get really clear about being able to create our own future, to create our own reality, and not have somebody say, well, that doesn't work for me, so you're going to have to do this. You know, play God and ruler over us. You know,
sense of responsibility is
right.
so important in all of this.
It's with any sense of power, with any knowledge, comes responsibility. That's exactly right. And the divine plan is one of freedom, free expression. Free expression, free expression, free expression. It is not one where they want to implant us and they say, you are going to be a worker, you're going to be this, you're going to be that. Sorry, that's not what it's all about. And if anybody tries to force that stuff down your throat, fight it.
Okay, so the Andromedans tell you that the Alpha Draconans are here now. Where?
There are 1,833 of them that have been living underground between 100 and 200 miles beneath the surface. They've been here, some of them have been here a long, long time. They have lifespans that are thousands of years. They're carnivorous. They are not friendly to mankind, at least the ones that are here.
Are you saying carnivorous, they eat humans?
Yes. And they need to be, they won't eat a dead human, it has to be alive at the time of the killing. Their preference is children. You know, because that...
Hey guys, I'm Jenny and this is Shameless Plug. So I want to tell you guys about my Crown of Success manifestation book with easy, simple rituals and spells to manifest a life of abundance in your life. And those spells are so easy, even a child can do it. So this book is filled with different spells that I've learned over the years from my family, passed down from grandma and everything. And also those are spells that I've actually tried and I know that they work. So this book not only teaches you step by step on the things that you can do that are so easy that a child can do it, but it tells you like the proper moon phase to use, alchemy, manifesting with numbers, numerology, and also the days of the week that best fit for this particular spell. So it tells you the timing of when to practice the spell, the days of the week, the moon phase. It shows you all the colors of the candles that you should be using and different planets. So for example, I show you like planet Jupiter is for Thursdays and the hours of the days that you should be doing the spell. So this is an easy road opener spell. So I know a lot of people like to do like different spell work, but if your roads are blocked, of course your spells are not going to work. So it's good to unblock yourself first and then start using the spell, especially with the new years and the new days to come. And also I have some amazing spells in here. This is a powerful quick money spell, so if you're in a bind for some money and you're just trying to get some money. And I even have some easy, powerful spell to win Game of Chance. So if you are a gambler, now I don't promote gambling, but if you are a gambler and you're just trying to make some money and trying to make sure you win, these spells will definitely help you. It tells you the best days to do it. So it says the best days to perform this spell is on a Thursday, Jupiter day. Jupiter is the planet of good fortune, luck, and expansion. Jupiter is the best day to perform spells that boost luck and increase your chance of success in any game of chance or any money spell, period. It has a list of so many spells that you can incorporate in your life with this new year to bring prosperity. And I even put some bonus spells on here, which for Saturday is a day to do like protection work. So I have a spell for like send back to sender. So I put some bonus spells on here, and then a protection with Archangel Michael. So there's so many spells on here. Removing the evil eye spell, so you can remove evil eye in your money and also in your everyday life. New Year home blessing spell, and I know it's been a few days since the new year started, but you can always do a home blessing spell any days of the week. As long as you need it, you could do it. So anyways, guys, this is my book. It's called Crown of Success by Jenny, and it's available on Amazon, the ebook and also the physical copying. So please grab a copy if you're interested in supporting this channel. This is a way to support the channel and to support me as well for putting out, you know, content every day for you guys to enjoy. So I hope you guys enjoyed this book, and I hope you go and grab your copy, whether it's the ebook or the physical copy. I say have a physical copy, but it's really up to how much, you know, your wallet and what you can afford. So anyways, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye. Mwah. This is a shameless plug, so just check out my channel, okay? Love you guys. Mwah.